Ronda Rousey emerged victorious at the Royal Rumble and now awaits a big title match at WrestleMania 38. Reports suggest that Rousey will take on Charlotte Flair at Mania. But WWE might have one more big money contest for the former UFC champion. On the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer reported that WWE eventually wants Ronda Rousey to have her singles match with Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 39. Aka WrestleMania Hollywood. The WWE Universe had previously anticipated Rousey returning for the Becky Lynch showdown at this year's WrestleMania. But the company favors a different creative direction. While the booking plan is subject to change, WWE officials have saved up Rousey vs. Lynch for WrestleMania 2023, which will take place at the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Soon as I did the reporting of the thing, people were like, it should be Becky. It should be Becky. Which at one point, it was, but the whole thing is that. The best I can tell is that the plan is for Ronda and Becky for the 2023 WrestleMania, so it's not like that match isn't happening. Of course, between now and then, people can get hurt. A million things can happen between now and 2023. But that's basically the deal. Reported Dave Meltzer. Ronda Rousey has signed a lucrative deal with WWE, which will enable her to appear frequently on WWE TV. Meltzer speculated that Ronda could dethrone Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 38 and have a potentially lengthy reign with the title. Ronda Rousey is a proven draw, and WWE could have her take on the likes of Sasha Banks and other SmackDown stars throughout 2022. Ronda Rousey has reportedly signed on for 2 WrestleMania events, and the end game is for her to finally settle the score with Becky Lynch at the grandest stage of them all in 2023. She was going to come in for 2 WrestleManias, but she is in. She is in as a regular. I don't know what that means as far as I don't know if it's going to be every week, but it's she is going to be a regular member. She is going to do the big shows and everything like that. It's not like she is going to come in, put over Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania and then go on her merry way. She may very well win the championship against Charlotte Flair. She probably will. She should. Then, she will be around, wrestling Sasha Banks and everybody else most likely. Yes, that's the plan, added Dave Meltzer. Is WWE doing the right thing by saving Ronda Rousey's singles match against Becky Lynch for WrestleMania 39? Sound off in the comments section below. WWE Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch is ready to face Ronda Rousey. Ariel Helwani of BT Sport caught up with Becky Lynch after her hellacious match with Doudrop. Lynch said she was happy to give Doudrop the biggest match of her career and beat her. Speaking of Ronda Rousey, Lynch said she's already defeated her and there's nothing left for her to prove. I've already beaten her. Sure, of course, that's the match people want. That's the match that people have wanted for, well, nearly 4 years now. And I think that'd get them excited and that'll get me excited. But now it's in her court. It's up to her if she wants it. If she wants it, I'm ready to go. If she doesn't, well, she can warm up with the gazpacho. Big Time Beck said she was happy to see Ronda back. She mentioned that while Ronda was at home, she was in WWE holding the Raw Women's Championship, a title that she incidentally defeated Rousey to win. Welcome back and congratulations on your new little youngster. I already beat her, so I've got nothing left to prove. I mean, I'm still holding this championship that she gave me 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. So if she wants to come and test herself against me, because she's been at home for 2 years. No wait, 3 years. She's been at home for nearly 3 years and of course I've been the champion for nearly 3 years. Okay, I had a little baby in between too. But anyways, she's been at home for 3 years, and I came back better than ever. I don't think anybody can doubt I'm better than I left and we'll see how she's doing. But as I said, I've got no ring rust. She certainly does. Ronda Rousey made an astonishing return to WWE in the Royal Rumble match, entering at number 28. The baddest woman on the planet won with 4 eliminations, including that of Charlotte Flair. Bayley has sent a heartfelt message to former WWE superstar Sarah Logan. Following her appearance at the Royal Rumble, WWE shared a video of Sarah Logan reuniting with her former tag team partner Liv Morgan backstage. The two were once part of the Riot Squad alongside former WWE superstar Ruby Riott, who was released from the company last year. Bayley reacted to the video shared by WWE's Twitter account and sent a message to Sarah Logan, requesting her to return to the company. It is to be seen whether her Royal Rumble return could lead to a second run with WWE or not. Logan was a surprise entrant in last night's Women's WWE Royal Rumble match. This was her first appearance for WWE since being released in April 2020. She entered the Rumble at number 25 among a loud pop from the fans in the arena. Speaking of Bayley, fans were hoping to see the former Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion return as a surprise entrant in this year's Royal Rumble match. However, that didn't happen. She shared a picture of herself watching the Rumble at home with a cryptic message. "What I want doesn't even exist yet. #Royal Rumble." The role model has been out of action since July of last year. She suffered an unfortunate injury while training at the WWE Performance Center ahead of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and has been recovering from the same. Earlier this month, Dave Meltzer reported that she is expected to be back in time for this year's WrestleMania, most likely sometime in March. It is to be seen what plans WWE has for over when she makes her long-awaited return. WWE superstar Drew McIntyre returned to compete in the Royal Rumble match and delivered a solid performance. The Scottish Warrior was initially ruled out of the premium live event after sustaining an injury at WWE Day 1. He was one of the surprise entrants and was the last elimination from the Rumble this year. The former world champion discussed his performance in a backstage interview and revealed his honest thoughts on the events that transpired. Drew McIntyre recalled how he won the Royal Rumble and beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, but there was no crowd. He said he always wanted to have that moment as a child and the Beast Incarnate snatched it away. McIntyre said he'd take his time to wrap his mind around things on the road to WrestleMania but first had to settle a score. I was supposed to be out a lot longer, hell longer than a month. The doctor looked me right in the eye and said, "Don't skip the surgery." The first night I was with him. Fortunately, that's not how it went down. I rehabbed my ass off and got back 1 month. The Royal Rumble, a chance to win it and go to WrestleMania, and this time have a full screaming crowd of thousands of people. And who is the man who took me out? The guy I didn't know was in the Rumble in the first place. The same man I beat for the WWE Championship in the main event of WrestleMania. The thing is, how I dreamt of as a kid was the main event, winning the championships, thousands of people screaming. And somehow I only got 2 out of 3, and 2 out of 3 is bad in Drew McIntyre's book. I want the main event, I want the title, and I want those people to be there to feel that moment with me, and Brock Lesnar took that away from me tonight. There's a lot of time until WrestleMania. I will wrap my head around that. In the meantime, Corbin and Madcap, that was just the beginning. We are far from over. While McIntyre's entrance to the World Championship picture is inevitable, he has decided to go after Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss on SmackDown before pursuing the top title. He wants to ensure the unfunny duo pays for their actions from earlier this month. Drew McIntyre was one of the strongest performers in the 2022 Rumble. He went straight after Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, attacking them at ringside. The former Royal Rumble winner wreaked havoc on the 2 SmackDown stars, subjecting them to a brutal beatdown with steel steps. He then met Kevin Owens on the ramp, and the two engaged in a brawl that fetched a massive pop from the crowd. Back in the ring, McIntyre fought Riddle, Big E, KO, and Randy Orton. One of the best spots in the match saw Riddle hit McIntyre with a beautiful RKO. Towards the end, McIntyre and Lesnar were the last 2 superstars inside the squared circle. Last time, McIntyre eliminated the Beast Incarnate. The latter got his payback this year. Lesnar tossed McIntyre off the top rope to punch his ticket to WrestleMania while McIntyre remained on the floor, contemplating the events.